Hey everyone, welcome back to Talking Walls. Welcome back to part 3 of our buy, sell, keep, or buy, keep, sell. I don't know what order I've been saying them in. Snog, Barry, Avoid with our Wolverhampton Wanderers squad for next year. If you haven't already, you can check out the defenders, midfielders parts. This is part 3. We're going to be talking attackers, who we would keep out of the attacking. I was about to say attacking trio. There's more than 3, but attacking players, who we'd sell and who we'd buy if they're already here on loan. As always, I'm not alone. I'm joined today with Mr. Matt Cooper.
How's it going, bro?
All good. We're joined with Mr. Tom Rouse, the old gold and black.
Hello.
Hello. And what's going on, guys? And Mr. Finners. Finn, how is it going?
Hello, also.
Why do you have to whisper down the mic as well? All right, let's move on quickly before this gets out of hand. I said snog, marry, avoid, and you're all getting a bit too excited now.
I'm going to start as ASMRing.
We'll get millions of views then, won't we?
I'm going to mention a player, speak to the boys, and just see their thoughts on what they would do with them next year. Matt, we're going to kick off with you. You lot just turn everything, don't you? We're going to kick off with you. We're going to kick off with Mr. Bright Enobakhare.
Oh, I don't know, man. I see him sometimes, and I think, you know what, he's a real good player, and then he couldn't finish a 4-piece jigsaw. As soon as he gets into the box, he doesn't want to know. Honestly, he doesn't want to shoot. I'd loan him out. I don't think he's good enough for the Prem.
What level?
Championship, definitely. But see how he does then, because I think he's got it too easy at Wolves now. He knows he's going to be on the bench. He's going to get brought on probably every game. So, yeah, I'd loan him out, see how he does then, and reassess it. Because there's definitely a good player in there. It's whether you can get it out of him, because it seems to be problems with his attitude as well. I remember a couple of years ago he went AWOL for like 3 weeks.
Went to Narnia, did he? Don't know where he went.
Went off to Nigeria, didn't he?
That was it, yeah. So you loan him out, yeah?
Yeah, loan him out.
Who was I saying? Tom, what do you reckon? With Bright?
I have struggled to see the fuss about Bright, to be honest. He's very good at close control, but I don't know. He just doesn't pull the trigger ever. It's really frustrating, and this whole thing about him being an enigma is just baffling to me as somebody who didn't see him at all last season, really. And then the games he's played this season, I think he hasn't impressed me one bit. If you compare him to Gibbs White and to Conor Ronan, who we discussed earlier on, he is on nowhere near the same sort of level as them in my mind. So I would sell him, to be honest.
Sell him?
Yeah.
Okay. Finn, what do you reckon?
I think has he been out on loan before? I don't think he.
No.
I don't think he.
Yeah, he has, no.
Maybe give him a chance next year.
I don't think I trust him
level.
to go out on loan.
Yeah, he might run away. If he ran away from his parent
come
club.
Back. Yeah.
No, somewhere nice for him to go. Where would be like Brentford or something, where they play nice football.
Is that nice?
Yeah, they just play nice. Don't send him to Millwall. Imagine him in Mill. Like you got to go to a nice club. Give him somewhere like that. Or if you can't find anywhere, or they don't trust him to go on loan, then you've got to call it quits. But definitely, if we can get him somewhere next year, then I'd loan him out.
Well, I'll say again, Ewan, who's normally on the channel, he's not on the video today, but he says he would loan out Bright. I'd probably agree with that as well. You know what? I'd probably say something, a 6-month loan or half a season loan to League One. Because I honestly think Bright has got the quality there, but his end product is non-existent. So if he could go to League One, the amount of chances he'd create for himself, he could probably bag 10 or 15 goals in half a season, depending on where he's playing. And then see where it is in January, assess the situation. You know, there has been players that step up from League One to the Premier League, or step up from the League One to the Championship. So it's definitely something I'd look at there. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, the day we lifted the title, he could have had all his name everywhere on that one, because he had the best chance of the game, and he absolutely bowled it. So, yeah, for Bright, it's going to be a loan out. Next up, a player that is in on loan from Bournemouth. Matt talked to me about Benik Afobe. What would you sign him? Let him go?
It all depends on the fee. If they want 10 million, I'd sign him, because you struggle to find a better finisher, complete forward than you would in Benik for 10 million. If they want anything above that, then tell them to sling it, because they're having a laugh. He's done well since he's come in. It's a good job they've had him, really. He's got us over the line. Because Bonatini hasn't scored since, December. Yeah. He's Wolves through and through. Well, he says anyway, until somebody else comes in for him. Yeah, I'd like to see us keep him. Wouldn't be heartbroken if he left, but yeah, he's done well.
Do you think that, I know this is a midfielder option and what have you, if we sign him, do you think that opens the door for maybe, I know it's been rumoured, for someone like Jack Wilshere to come in?
Nah, he'll stay at Arsenal. They've offered him a contract today.
They are friends, though.
Apparently Wolves offered him one, it was more money as well.
I don't think he's bothered about the money, because Arsenal wanted to take a pay cut, don't they?
Yeah.
I think he wants to stay at Arsenal.
So you don't think even if Benik signs for us, or do you think if Wilshere had the option, do you think someone like Benik would help him, or?
Oh, it'd probably influence his decision. Yeah, but I think his mind's already made up. He wants to stay at Arsenal.
Fair enough. All right, Tom, Benik.
From what I understand, I think Wolves will probably sign him, but whether I would sign him or not is a different thing. I think his attitude, not his attitude so much, but as his work rate, it appears to be less than the other front players. And watching as a fan can be frustrating sometimes. I think he's improved since his last stay here. I think when he first came, he'd have one chance a game and he would score it, but the rest of the game he didn't sort of make things happen. He's improved that area of his game, particularly that game against Cardiff. He was magnificent. But as it's been said as well, there aren't many strikers out there who are reasonably priced that have proved it in England. Yeah, homegrown, all those things. And I think so. I probably would sign Afobe if I couldn't find any other alternative.
Okay, Finn?
Yeah, I'm going to be echoing again. I think around that price, definitely get him. I was just looking at all the squad pictures now, thinking about the homegrown rule. Is it different in the Champion? Is it less in the Premier League?
Yeah. You still need...
Is it 6 or 7 or something?
I think it's 7 or 8, yeah.
7 or 8. 7. Yeah, so it would be good to get him in. If you've got the choice, I know we'll talk about Bonatini later, but if you had to choose one of those, I'd definitely choose Afobe.
For what it's worth, and Ewan, unless he's forgot, has not put Benik Afobe on his to sign list.
Not even worth the decision.
Not even worth a mention. So I think I'd sign him. As you say, with if it's the £20 million double fee that we've been seeing between Bolly and Afobe, I think that's very, very decent. So, yeah, I think, as you say, English player, which very often adds about 5 to 10 million on the value of a player at times. I think he's still pretty young. He's still got a good number of years ahead of him. Still got his prime years and a few seasons ahead of him. So, I think, definitely worth keeping him. Next, we'll move on to another forward player. Ivan Cavaleiro came in, obviously, start of last season. Didn't have the best of terms. Still all right last year, but very much had a really strong season this year. Been sort of unlucky to miss out on all the being mentioned within the Player of the Year awards and so on at times. But Matt, I mean, it should be a pretty straightforward one for Cav, shouldn't it?
I keep him. I don't think he's got the potential of what Jota and Costa have got. Obviously, he's a bit older as well. It's the same with the Cody thing. If someone came in and offered 15 million for him, I'd flog him. He's the only real player we've got who's explosive over like those 2 or 3 yards. Like Jota and Costa are quick, but Cavaleiro really explodes into those spaces, and he has played really well. But £6 million a bargain as well. Looking at it now,
yeah.
I said if someone offered 15 million, you'd have to sell him really, because I know Mendes will probably bring someone in just as good. But yeah, I'd like to see him stay.
I think it'll be. I mean, he had such high potential when he was younger, and obviously been not really fitted into a team. Been at Benfica, Deportivo, and Monaco, obviously for a little bit. Tom, what do you reckon about Cav? Obviously, keep.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that that Cavaleiro should be kept at the club. I think he proved the first half of the season how important the last 20 minutes of a game was, because the number of games he changed coming on from the bench was, as well, you could argue as won us the league really. Him and just the way the front three has worked all season has been unique, and he's an integral part of that as well. And I think I've been saying for the last few weeks, there's only a handful of players who have been the first team squad this year that I could see be in the first team squad for the whole of next year, and I think he's certainly one of them.
Fair enough. It's a good shout. And Finn?
Yeah, I'm keeping as well. That's a good point someone just made about him coming on at the start of the season. It was Bright starting the season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And every time Cav came on, he just, from the bench, I heard someone say, it might have been on the Fancast, just saying he looks angry that he hasn't started and he needs to prove a point. So if you could have that in the Premier League, if he's just willing to do anything to start, then off the bench he's a great option. So definitely keep him, yeah.
Yeah, I think off the bench. But I mean, at times even when Costa came back, sort of Costa or Cavaleiro trying to get that start, and they're both just absolutely whoever started and whoever came on off the bench, it was like ridiculous how well they'd be playing. It's ridiculous to have those two options anyway, either Costa or Cavaleiro coming off the bench in the Championship. But yeah, I think that's a definite keep there as well. Moving on, obviously, to I just mentioned, Helder Costa, by far the player of the season last year. Started off this season injured, and it's taken him a little while, but it's starting to look like the Helder Costa from last season, Matt. I think, again, I'd assume you'd want to keep Helder for next season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that Nuno persevered with him, because it looked to a point where it was like, we're not going to get the same Helder back, and he's just throwing strops, and you can tell he doesn't want to know, he just doesn't look interested. But like I said, I'm glad Nuno persevered, because what a player he is.
Yeah,
so gifted, so technical, as good as Jota on his day. Has probably got the same amount of potential as Jota. He's quick, he can finish. Yeah, he's a complete player. Really do like Helder.
I'd assume now, looking at his senior career, literally an identical career path to Cavaleiro, playing for Benfica, Deportivo Monaco, and then joining Wolves. So those two, obviously, a tight-knit bunch. But yeah, I think, as you say, he's been fantastic coming in towards the end of the season. Tom, Helder.
Yeah, I think with a good pre-season behind him this season, I think the Premier League should be frightened of him, because he proved against Liverpool in that FA Cup game that he's perfectly capable of playing against top teams. And when he played against Stoke, he tore them apart. So I think he's got massive potential. He's been very unlucky this season, but as Matt said about persisting with him for Nuno was really key, and he's proved that the end of the season's come at the wrong time for him, because he's just getting into his best form of the season now.
Finn, I assume you're a big fan of Helder as well.
Big fan, yeah. I remember talking about the end of the season dinner last year. He was absolutely worshipped, and I felt bad for him this year, not being the main man. But yeah, definitely getting back to the player he was at the end of last year. Oh, the phone's ringing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Helder. That's all right. Yeah, Helder, I think for me as well, just absolute cert to keep. As you say, get him a full pre-season, full fitness again behind him. I
think he's one of those players who you just need an arm around the shoulder and say, Helder, you know how good you are, lad. Just switch on. Yeah. And I think that's what Nuno's done. And he seems like, I know he's 23 now, but he seems like a 16-year-old. So he's like a little playful puppy. He always seems like he's hammered on post-match interviews and stuff. So he always wants to laugh. So yeah, I think he's just one of those players. When it's not going right for him, he doesn't want to know. But when he's on the ball, what a player he is.
Yeah, I think we spoke to Gully from Musings Molyneux on after the Sheffield Wednesday game, I think it was, and he said it's almost gutting at how it's the end of the season now for Costa, because of how well he's sort of come on and how well it's more or less now, the last two games, home games, we've seen the Helder Costa from last year, and it's just come at the wrong time for him. But obviously, we still know the quality's there. A long summer of a relaxation and then coming back hard for pre-season. I think he could be one hell of a player for us next season. Again, one man I think is more or less, I mean, we can't really say sell on him anyway. One man that's more or less been confirmed to sign is Mr. Diogo Jota, finishing top goal scorer this year. I think I shouldn't even need to ask this one as well, similar to the Neves one, Matt, but pretty sure this is going to be, you're happy to keep him.
What a player he is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love him. You know what I love about him as well? The fact that he gets kicked up in the air and he just wants to have a go back. I love that in a player, especially a foreigner coming over. A lot of them are rolling around, but he loves it. His disciplinary record's awful. But then he scored 18 goals. He's a tremendous player. He doesn't seem that quick, but he's in and out of players. He I think he is actually quite quick. Very good dribbler, great finisher. He's just, I love you, Diogo.
I think as well, next season in the Premier League, you're not going to get as many teams.
I think he'll be more suited to the Prem.
There's not going to be as many teams coming to look to kick it out of you, so I think that might suit him quite well, as you say. Yeah, true.
One in, only one, sorry.
Tom, are you happy that we're going to be signing Diogo?
I am, but he should have scored at least 35 goals this season. At least.
Come on, man.
He's so good at getting in. He's so good at getting into amazing positions. But if you think about some of the chances he missed, Barnsley away, open goal. Leeds, open goal. Just things like that. There was a spell from January to March where he was really lacking confidence, and
was he actually? Yeah, he was.
He should have ended this. I think I was being a bit over the top with 35, but he should have been pushing on 30 goals for this season with how good a player he is and the positions that he's gotten into. He didn't score anywhere near enough goals, but I think with the way that the team is, he will know that. And he will want to improve that next year. And if he scores 17 goals like he has this year in the Premier League, that's a fantastic return.
It's his first season in England as well.
Yeah, that is true. And he's still very young. But I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a top player like everybody's saying that he will become. He's got to be. He should have killed the Championship. He should have had 20 goals by Christmas, and I could go on. But again, I'd definitely keep him.
I suppose next year in a more technical league, we might even see him do even better. I mean, more than 17 goals for a promoted team would be mental. But I think it's something in there between 10 and 15, isn't it? We've got him for
14 million, I think.
Which
14 million.
That is like, it's just ridiculous. I just love George Mendes. I just love him. Yeah, I was one of the few. I know a lot of people say this, I had heard of him before. I packed him on the first week of last year's FIFA, and I was like, who's this kid? And then we signed him. It was mental.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I knew of him, and I knew that he was doing all right at Porto. And just having him, Nuno, same with like Cav. Nuno just seems to get that sort of player, because Cav last year just didn't really want to know under Lambert.
Did anybody though?
Yeah, to be fair, he did headbutt someone to prevent playing at Derby away, but Jota, so glad that we've got him, and for that price as well. It's just, if he has a good season next year, you're doubling, tripling that after a season.
Yeah, so, I agree with that, Diogo. We're very, very happy that we managed to get him. There was someone that I spoke to that watches a bit of Spanish football, and he told us, even when he was playing for us, he was like, there was no way you'll sign him. And I said, well, we've got a fee agreed. Well, we got a fee in the contract, so obviously for us to get him. It was similar to the Costa one. I never thought we'd get Costa last year as well for a little bit. I just thought, he's just too good, isn't he? And when we agreed, I was just so happy. So I think the thing is with Wolves, getting these loans in and always putting this thing on there, they always know they've got a little bit of reassurance there as well. So very, very happy with that. Moving on quickly now to someone we did quickly mention there, Leo Bonatini. Probably similar sort of thing to Jota at Christmas. We probably all thought he'd bag at least 25, 30 goals. Don't know what happened after Christmas. Maybe a big turkey dinner and he's lost the plot. Matt, Leo Bonatini, is he going back to Saudi Arabia, or do you want him to stay in Wolves?
He's going to have to go, innit? I appreciate for what he's done, but he's just, since Christmas, he's been dog shit.
Even £5 million. £5 million.
No, he's it's a confident shot. He needs a new start somewhere. Absolutely fantastic up until Christmas. And if it weren't for him, we probably wouldn't have gone up. The goals he scored were so important, but since then it's just been rubbish. So no, I wouldn't keep him.
Tom?
I've no doubt how important he is, or was, for the first half of the season, the goals he scored. But I do think that he was quite lucky, and he was actually overrated. I think so. Like, if you think of his goals, the Middlesbrough goal was a gift. Then you've got
tap-ins, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like goals like Fulham, Villa was a bit of a fluke, really. But
they're good. No, to be fair to him, the only thing is all of them were like the Villa one, the Middlesbrough one. They're all good finishes, though. To be fair, I know what you mean in the fact that they're on a plate, but you still had to put them away. A couple of the angles.
Had we had I think from the beginning of the season, he would have scored more than 12 goals by Christmas.
Yeah.
with the positions he was in.
Yeah, definitely. I think we were we obviously were desperate for a striker at the beginning of the season, and nobody had ever heard of him apart from he was amazing on FIFA again. But
to be fair,
I don't know.
I'd rather have Phil up front on FIFA.
Yeah,
stats.
Yeah. I think the Championship is his absolute peak. His pace is non-existent. He had a few games where he was very good at being a pivot between Jota and Cavaleiro, where the ball was coming to him with his back to goal and he's playing those in. But we won a number 9. We won somebody who's going to score goals, and he's just nowhere near that sort of calibre player.
I could see him going to the Championship there next season.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of people that'd be looking at him for that.
It'll be interesting to see if he does stay in England.
I can't see him staying in England, to be honest.
If you look at his record, his last 3 clubs per season, he scored 12 goals for us, 12 goals for Al Hilal, 17 goals in the Portuguese Premier League. I mean, on paper, for a mid-table to lower table end of the table club, they'd take anyone that could score 12 plus goals at half decent levels of football anyway, Finn. Are you the same? Were you happy to get rid, or would you keep him for the Premier League?
Yeah, if we'd have been doing this in December, January even, because I know there was rumours that we were going to get him and Jota confirmed in January. Yeah. I think everyone would have been saying sign him up as quick as you can, especially for that price. But yeah, it's just, I wouldn't have been able to predict it either, what's happened to him. He just looks like a different player, bless him. And I remember at the start of the season he was getting a lot of abuse on Twitter from Al Hilal people. Just if you translated the Arabic, they was calling him all sorts of words. But I think they seem to have taken him back, almost ready for him to come back. They may have seen what he's been like. So it is a shame. Likeable guy, but nice guy. But
lovely lad.
Lovely lad.
Hashtag lovely lad.
But yeah. I just, from the last 6 months, there's nothing you can go off to verify buying him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, but
yeah, thanks, Leo. You've been tremendous, but yeah.
Thanks to the memories, but it's time to say goodbye. Right, unfortunately, Leo is turning red, so he's on his way out. Next one should be interesting. Rafa Mir, 1.7 million, I think it was when we signed him.
That's a George Mendes favour. Gotta be, hasn't it?
Is he to do with Mendes though? I don't know if he is.
He's got to do somewhere that he knows rubbish, from what I've seen, which isn't much, but yeah, Real Madrid can't have been interested in him, can they?
Well, unless
thing, wasn't it?
Nobody really knew what job he had to do at Real Madrid. It could have been a cleaner or something.
Oh yeah, work on the cashiers. No,
club shop.
No, I'd sell him. He seems like a right clown as well. He always seems to be like messing around and stuff. Which, if you're like in the first team and you're playing well, you can afford to do that. But when you're not even getting on the bench, nah, I'd sell him. Poor bit of business. It's just like Paul Gladden all over again. And I know he's young and he's still got potential, but yeah, sell him.
I think this was a Nuno signing in the fact that Nuno gave him his first start at Valencia. To be fair, Segunda Division B, obviously not the greatest levels, grabbed 15 and 19 this season before he'd signed for us. So you could see why we'd looked at him. Yeah. But again, has he been given enough of a chance, Tom, do you think? Or is it just time to call it quits on him?
Well, he came with so much hype that when he came on in that Swansea game and had that shot which trickled out for a goal kick and everybody sort of went...
with a 9 shirt as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
bold, wasn't it? It was bold.
A lot put on his shoulders very early on for such a young lad. I think is he 18, 19, something like that?
He's even older than that.
Yeah, 20, I think he's 21, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
21 next month, yeah.
Oh, well, in that case...
that changes things.
Yeah, well, it does really, because if you're not playing in the top division, why is at 21? Why has he come with this massive, tag on him as being such a great player? Where really we haven't seen a lot of him. To be fair, I think he came on against Barnsley, didn't he? Away, didn't do anything.
A few sub appearances.
He's
one or two.
He's big.
3, dunno.
He's big. That was the only thing that we had really. He was bigger than Bonatini, so it was just a different option up front, as Nuno said when he came in. But really, he's not going to make it. But I don't know whether loaning him out might be worthwhile next season, just to see how good he actually is if he plays some games.
But they might reveal how bad he is, and then he's worthless. That's the only thing.
That is also true. I don't know. I don't know what to suggest for Rafa Mir, to be honest, but I can't imagine us returning any money for him. But it's not much of a loss either, is it? 1.7 or whatever it was.
7, yeah. I think it was, yeah. Finn, what would you do with Rafa?
I think loan him out, because I don't think there must be something not going well for him not to have had a chance. But it was Barnsley, and then one sub appearance against someone like it might have been the Swansea, the original leg, the first leg. But I don't know. I just haven't seen enough of him. I would like to have seen one more, just like a half or anything, because I've probably seen about half an hour of him in total. I wasn't at Swansea, so I don't know how bad he was there. So I may have like the wrong view of him, but I'd like to see him given a chance somewhere. Maybe could you? I don't know whether anyone in the Championship would be interested, but you could do a Duckins Nazon, start in League 2, end up in League 1 by the end of this.
School screams as well, doesn't he, Nazon?
Rafa Mir, I'd loan him out. I think I wouldn't sell him.
Yeah,
I
give
think
him a
it'll
yellow.
be another one that we'll give him the yellow. Another one that I think we may look at and think, oh crap, because again he's played 2 games against Swansea, 2 games against Championship teams where he not exactly got full 90. I think I'd try and get him in the Championship. I think teams would take him. There was so much hype around him. It's not like we've shown massively how bad he is or anything like that.
I'd play that shot against Swansea again.
Yeah, I'd try and loan him out at least. There's obviously something there, but if Real Madrid do want to come back and sign him, if they want to break their transfer record, feel free. And for what it's worth, Ewan said he would also loan Rafa Mir out. Now I've got 2 others, lads. Before we end today's video, 2 more players that aren't on the list, but I think will be interesting to see what you think. Matt, quickfire, Paul Gladden. I mean, I've got to say, he's actually classed as a first teamer.
I'd pay him out of his contract right now. Imagine the Balties he could buy. Get rid of him. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, 3-year deal. So this is last year of his contract. You
Big
pay him
payday.
off to get rid.
Just buy him out.
Tom.
Yeah, well, we've seen that Fosun take no prisoners. They've paid money shop off, and the next one on the list will probably be Paul Gladden, to be honest.
Finn.
What a list!
I mean,
It's a huge list.
Finn, he's bagged 3 goals in 7 this season in the Eredivisie. Are you sure you don't want to take him in the Premier League next season?
Did he score a hat-trick in one game?
That's probably the only game that
He
he
missed
scored
2 penalties in a game, didn't he? Was that a
I
few
remember
years
that
ago?
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when I met him, he was a lovely guy. That wasn't yesterday.
Oh,
Lad.
here we go.
Hashtag
Here we go.
I mean,
Big crawl.
he's the spearhead of the lovely
get
lad
him all in.
11.
Huh?
We needed a striker.
Yeah, he did.
That's it. Yeah, we did actually. Yeah. Well,
I will miss him when he's got. To be fair, has he just disappeared this year? His Instagram stories were great the year before. I haven't seen any this year.
well, I did see him post saying congratulations to my team Wolves and going to the Premier League, as if he was the pivotal part of
Was
that.
it with the money bag emoji after it as well?
Probably. I don't know, yeah. #2, #double contract.
Yeah,
Lol.
simply we'll just get rid of him however we can. That was
Just get rid.
I
So,
know.
I mean,
Love you,
you
Paul.
know what? His debut against Burton, I'm sure he got clattered in the face, didn't he?
Please
or
don't
something, but-
justify it, Dave.
No, I'm not
ever
trying
since
to.
then
He did have a little spell in the under-23s and scored quite a few goals, but he didn't get us. I was surprised he didn't play more last year, to be honest, because there was one point last year. Let me justify it. There was a point last year where we could not hit the back of the net for love or money. Dicko, he just wasn't at it, and Paul Gladden just didn't get a sniff. And I thought, why? Just give him one chance, one game. It didn't happen, and that's it. Last one, Matt. Again, quick fire. Duckins Nazon. Not even seen him in a Wolves shirt properly, but.
Feed the duck, Le Prince. I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen him play, and from what I've seen of him on his
He's like
own
Ronaldo.
content on Twitter, but his skills and assist videos. Obviously, after a move, so we might as well sell him. He's not
got
going to play for us, is he?
1 year left on his contract. 1 year left.
Yeah.
You just try and sell him. I
Loan
think
him out and then sell him, or just try
yeah.
and sell him at the start. Like the start.
I
of the
think
season.
they get a little bit of money for him. Not millions, but probably get about 500 grand or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tom,
He's without doubt the best Haitian at the club, isn't he?
Oh, without that, the best Haitian.
In the league, yeah. Yeah, no, well, again, I haven't seen a lot from him. By all accounts, he had a really good start to the season at Coventry, but I think just cashing on him. I think there's now a divide between players that came in pre-Nuno and post-Nuno, and the ones who he just hasn't looked at, they will just be cut out of the squad. I think it's been mentioned about the under-23s that lots of them will just be got rid of, and Nuno will bring, or whether it be Nuno or a new academy team will bring in their own players, and that he'll be victim to that. I think Duckins. And Finn, what do you reckon?
Yeah, again, I've seen some of his goals this year. I saw he attempted some mental bicycle kick the other week as well, and it would just be nice to just see him play once. But realistically, League One, I don't think he's done too bad at Oldham. He just seems to be a fan's favourite wherever he goes.
4-11, I think, which has surprised me. I thought he'd bagged more than that, to be fair.
Yeah, did they get relegated as well?
Did they?
They might have done. I don't know. So look, League One.
Coventry got playoffs, didn't they, in the end? That was his League 2 one, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah,
Oldham didn't go down. They finished 17th.
Well,
that's as good
so,
as.
yeah.
Actually, no. Tell a lie. That was last season. Ignore. Yeah, they were relegated.
You.
All the knowledge, Tom. So
Yeah,
I think the general consensus is it to get rid. Do you reckon, or to
I want to
out?
see him do well though. No hard feelings.
No,
You duck.
Oh, with all the players, no hard feelings.
They're all
Yes,
into
yeah,
voodoo
no.
as well, aren't they? Haitians, so be careful.
I'm swear he's born in Paris anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Paris, France. Yeah, but yeah, I'll put him as a. Well, he's not even on the list, so I don't even need to put him as a colour. We'll ignore that now. But yeah, that is the end of our mini buy, sell, keep, however I was phrasing it, series. If you did enjoy this, obviously we've done the defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Make sure you hit the like button on these. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let us know if you enjoy videos like this. Obviously, we've got a few ideas that we'll try and
We'll be doing
put out
Wolves
there
Women
over
next
the summer.
week. So.
Wolves Women, yeah, Wolves Academy. Yeah, I don't think Wolves Women 1 will be appropriate for this channel. Especially with some of the comments that we've done for the men.
One is.
Yeah, with the amount of comments that we've put for the men's team, I don't really think we can do a women's one either. So yeah, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, all our links for our Twitters, YouTubes, and what have you in the description down below. But until next time, guys, I'm sure we'll see you all very, very soon.